2, 3,
Oh yeah,
4,
that's
5.
That's more my tempo. Up.
That's more your
oh,
tempo.
Not quite my tempo.
What?
Not quite my tempo. Try again.
What are you talking about? What?
Try again. 1,
Try
2,
what again?
3, 4.
Did you want me to stop the recording?
No, bro. Do you not know Whiplash?
I stopped the recording.
Why did you really?
No.
Nice.
Did you stop yours?
No, I was
Okay, good.
I was doing a Whiplash thing. All right.
To the audience, what you just heard was, so every time we start this, we are on a voice call, and then you know this, so you don't have to acknowledge it.
Sorry.
And then I say 3, 2, 1, go, and there's a little bit of delay, and so.
Do you want to try that sentence again?
Do you want to try that sentence again? Yeah, I will. There's a little bit of a delay, and so we have to time it up just
Can
nice.
I try my sentence again?
And no, you're gonna live with that.
No,
forever.
let me try it. Hey,
No.
nerd, try that sentence again, idiot.
Okay. So this is how it's gonna be today. Okay. So it is Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Unless you're listening to this on Tuesday night, then it's Tuesday night. But we count down, right? And then we press go. I count to 5.
Can I add one second to this?
Sure.
Most of our listeners actually listen on Tuesday mornings. That's our peak for our audience.
Then Tuesday morning. Good morning to Tuesday. And so I count to 5.
Mm-hmm.
By counting to 5, while I'm watching the recording timer, I go 2, 3, 4, 5. Matt makes sure it's timed up with his
seamless.
Going up to 5. And then, some would call it seamless.
But what they don't know is I actually have to go, if you say 3, I have to be on 2.5 exactly, or it doesn't sync up. So
the magic of editing.
Yeah.
And so that's what you just heard, and that's what I've been explaining for the past, I guess, like minute and a half now.
So here's the thing.
So,
it's only going to sound like 30 seconds to them, because I said hit it Hutch like
you know what it is.
8 minutes ago.
No, you did not.
All right, I said it right now. Hit it Hutch.
You know what it is.
No.
No, wait, what? You can't know the hit it Hutch.
You know what it is.
I'm not ready yet.
Okay, take your time. The floor is yours. So sorry.
Okay, you can go now.
Hit it Hutch.
You know what it is now. Boys and girls of the podcast world. Matt and Tyler on the mics. They're gonna stay here until they agree. They're gonna stay here until they agree. Oh, thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.
And we're back. I said that one like I was bringing us back from a commercial break on like a live show.
And welcome back to Until We Agree. This is the actual intro. Whatever Tyler just said got cut. So he thought he was doing the bring back, but he didn't. This is Matt from Until We Agree, joined as always with Tyler.
I will not allow it to be cut. I will not allow it to be cut.
Agree.
And I'm going to keep talking over you. And you can keep talking.
The only podcast.
I have a bigger voice.
The only podcast.
I have a bigger voice than you. I will turn my mic up.
I control the edit. I'll just turn you down. Wait, don't turn your mic up.
No.
That's going to really make things complicated for me. I didn't go to school for this. I went to school for supply chain management, not audio engineering. I'm winging this every single week.
We can tell every week.
No, people have said, it's passable every single time they listen to it. If anything, I recall back in the early days, there was one side of this podcast. This is Matt from Till We Agree, by the way, with Tyler. The Tyler side of the podcast.
Everybody remembers
if I
the first
recall,
few weeks were rough because
you had errors every single week. I would, and this is the audience didn't even know this. I would just sit there for
errors.
like 15 to 20 minutes while you figure out how to make your microphone pick up sound.
Did we
like
did we record a whole podcast that in the middle of it my computer shut off and then we came back and then kept going and then that never saw the light of day?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And then we rebranded completely before our first episode.
Did we rebrand completely after that? And then my mic continued to not work for weeks until I got a new audio interface.
Let's call it
that
months.
also happened.
Months.
No, not months.
Let's shoot it straight. It
wasn't months. No. Dude. So the point I want to make on that, what did I say that started that?
I honestly have no idea.
Well, the point I was trying to make, if I remember correctly, is that we're all learning and we're all growing.
Oh, yeah. You know what?
And you're especially growing because
you don't want me to grow anymore. I'm already so much taller than you. If I hit another growth spurt, it would be embarrassing, and it would be bad for our content creation, because when we get our professional media done here in the next few months, it's gonna look weird if I'm a head taller than you. Right now, it's only a couple of inches. Because what you're rocking,
it's
like 5'8", I think 5'8", 5'9" right now, and
I'm not, and there's nothing wrong with 5'8", 5'9". I know plenty of
I'm a 5'8" and
5'9" people. No, and I know plenty of 5'8", 5'9"
quick
people.
question: Did you put people in quotes when you said that?
I didn't. The audience, I can't speak for the audience at home.
Sure.
They may have. I guess 5'8", 5'9". There's a few categories that we always lump together in that, quote unquote people range, and it's 5'8", 5'9", British, and I don't know if we have. I'm getting Canadian because of, I guess we'll get into it. But How I Met Your Mother.
Well, what about Jacob Collier? He kind of falls into that too. He's all of that.
He's
actually
also British.
Yeah, he's probably. I would
he's
be
probably
shocked.
Tall.
You think so?
I think he looks tall.
I feel like he'd be short because he plays piano. I thought that's like what they do to disguise themselves.
Well, they sit down when they play.
They in quotes, of course.
Yes.
Not like us John Mayer types.
You're not gonna believe this.
Yeah.
Jacob Collier's 5'9".
Yeah, you could tell he's 5'9". He's a little rat, good for nothing, little boy. You heard that, Jacob. You want to come on here and defend yourself? Good luck. You're in trouble. But
I've got perfect pitch. That's Jacob Collier, by the way.
That was good. That was good. Do you want to do another singer who doesn't have perfect pitch?
Okay, give me a singer.
Charlie XCX.
I don't have perfect pitch. Yeah.
Okay.
It's like that.
Okay.
I'm really good at impressions.
Okay. Macklemore.
Macklemore. He is American, right?
I could not tell you. I would guess Canadian. Honestly.
I would kind of think so too. I got to get this right though, so I would hate to assume. So let me look it up real quick.
Okay.
And Macklemore, if you didn't know this, is from Seattle, Washington.
That's basically Canada.
So that is basically Canada.
So I think treat him as a Canadian when you do this impression.
Okay. I don't have perfect pitch there, bud.
That one is good, man. All right.
Thank
All
you.
right, last one. Obama.
Fellow American.
There it is. So, speaking of Canada, I know how you feel about. We're talking How I Met Your Mother, like kind of how it's been teased, and I'm so sure we're clickbaiting the heck out of this title to be How I Met Your Mother related, because in this past week we've kind of been following the saga of me watching How I Met Your Mother for the first time, and I've gotten to the point where I have, as one would do, finished the show and seen all the episodes. So I'm at a place, and I know some of you are going to be like, I've never seen the show, I don't really care, or I might want to see it at some point because we're going to talk big time, and I think we're going to sell you on the show if you haven't seen it before. So if you haven't seen the show before, we're going to do a quick pause so editor Matt can go back and find the timestamp of when we stop talking about How I Met Your Mother, so you can skip ahead to the rest of the podcast, because we don't want to ruin this for anyone. But this is something that this is Tyler. I believe he's been quoted to say this is your favorite show. Am I correct in saying that?
I think that'd be a fair assessment.
Sure. And so I think,
because
okay,
I've said this multiple times. 2015 November.
Okay.
Tennessee Quiz Up champion,
Yeah.
First place.
The whole state.
I really think I kept that rolling into 2016, and this isn't just a joke. Like if you even tried to load up Quiz Up right now, you couldn't do it because I don't think it exists anymore.
I've actually still got it on my phone, but it's
check the leaderboards if you can.
I can't. The user interface is like completely destroyed. Like I don't know what happened, but like it's all just like in code now. It's crazy.
Yeah, okay, so if you were able to go and check those leaderboards, you'd see my name all across it.
Yeah.
So it's impressive, I know, but we're gonna get past that, and yeah,
we did
we're gonna let you skip so you don't get any spoilies.
Yep. And so right here, there's gonna be a cut 31:15, and that was editor Matt telling you how much time to skip ahead.
I hate that guy's
Dude,
voice.
Shut
I hate
up.
that guy's
Shut
voice.
up. Shut up. I think
No, I hate that guy's voice.
I've gotten bad feedback on the voice, and I'm somewhat insecure about it. Did I say boys?
No, you said the voice.
On the voice, and I'm somewhat insecure about it, and I would appreciate if you don't bring it up. You can bring up anything else besides my voice and my small wrists, but those are two things that I don't love about myself. So.
Okay, and we'll get there when we do our little 9 box.
Okay.
We'll get there for sure.
Okay, so here's the thing. And again, like you said, you were top 1 in Tennessee for How I Met Your Mother on Quiz Up. You mentioned that, 8 or 9 times in like a 2-minute TikTok about How I Met Your Mother this week. So go listen to that at Until We Agree on TikTok and on Instagram at Until We Agree. Check all that out. But I kind of know how you feel about it, but I'm not sure you're going to agree with what I'm going to say about this show and how it concludes, because
I already know I'm not.
Because what I know about everyone who watched the show, because I remember when the finale came out, I had no idea what it was, because I knew what the show was, but I didn't know what was going on in it, obviously, because I had never seen it before now. But what I knew was that everyone loved How I Met Your Mother, and then the finale of How I Met Your Mother comes around, and then everyone is distraught, disgusted, perturbed even about how the show concludes.
And I was in that boat.
You were in that boat. And so do you I wanted to find someone, because on Instagram, I posted a story. I couldn't find anyone who viscerally hated the finale but loved the show as a whole. Where do you stand on that spectrum of that show, of the finale, and your feelings towards it? Are you on the hate side?
It made me, before, let me put it this way. Before the finale came out, I had already watched the first 8 seasons maybe 10 to 15 times.
Okay.
And after the finale came out, I have not rewatched the show.
Interesting. So, we'll get into that, and I'm curious as to why. But what I want to say, this is my official stance, and I'm not, the show, we like to mess around, make some jokes every now and then, do some diss tracks, do some slam poetry on each other. This is I don't know how to convey to you any more than just by telling you, and you have no reason to trust me as a listener of the show as me telling the truth here, but this is the truth. I thought this is okay. It's hard to explain. I thought
he doesn't think much. So
no, I've actually thought about this so much, and I woke up in the middle of the night once this week, and I was awake for maybe 30 minutes at 3 a.m. to let's say 3:30 or so, and I was thinking about it. The plot lines of that show are written perfectly through season 9. Could it have been executed better, more effectively? Maybe, but I would stand on the side that the show was actually above all other sitcoms, and I love The Office. I've seen The Office. The Office is my show I've seen 10 to 30 times. There's other ones that are similar, all kind of in that same vein. I think of Parks and Rec. I think of Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I think of New Girl, even shows like that. I think and How I Met Your Mother falls in that same category for me. I think it's executed perfectly.
Well, here's why I think you think that.
Okay.
And I think it's because How I Met Your Mother felt like it always had a more overarching story than all of those shows.
Mm-hmm.
It was always leading to something, but it could have gone on more seasons and gotten canceled, and then you would never think that, obviously. But the fact that it was always leading to that, and the fact that they just happened to get there on their own, is the only reason you think that. But the execution of it was not right,
and
it just wasn't good.
I would disagree, and here's the point of everything. And I'm gonna use The Office as kind of my crutch to compare it to, because The Office does a lot very well, and these shows are truly very similar in how they're laid out, but executed extremely differently. Obviously, they're the same. It's the same story though. The story is Ted. Okay, we've already done the spoiler alert thing, so we can just talk freely now. Ted is in love with Robin. The story of How I Met Your Mother is Ted ending up with Robin, and people miss that. And I bet I'm sure you don't miss that. I don't want to talk down to you by saying that. The story was never about meeting Tracy. The story was always about Ted and Robin ending up together. What frustrated me, I thought the finale, the very last episode, was good. I thought the episode before the finale, where everything is rushed through 6 or 7 years, and then we get another jump into the last episode, I thought that was where they made the mistake. I thought everything after the wedding was a mistake. I didn't love the whole season being surrounded by the wedding, but I can excuse that as well because they complete, and like you said, they completed the picture of what they wanted to do, and I truly think they did it perfectly because that's the story. The story is always Ted and Robin. The story was Ted having to learn Ted finding what he wanted in someone who wasn't Robin because Robin couldn't give him everything he wanted in life, which is not her fault because like we think about the fact that she can't have kids and that she always put her career first. And Ted found someone who could do that the second he let go of Robin. And the whole story is all these girls come into Ted's life and they don't work out because in the background, Robin's always there. And so this, and in the same way, Tracy, if you look at her story, she had the same thing. I think his name was Max, her boyfriend who passed away like 8 years before Ted and Tracy meet. It was the same thing. She gets proposed to the night before she meets Ted. And what happens is she learns to let go and realizes she doesn't want to be with that guy, but she also learns that she needs to move on, or that she can move on from Max. And so at the same time, they both come together and find exactly what they need. And so Robin's never in the picture between Ted and Tracy. But the second Tracy's out of the picture, we get to see that full culmination of what we saw for 8 years, because the first 8 years, 8.5 years even, of the show is all about Ted and Robin. It's even when you look at, like, we'll get into it more, but like even when you look at the times where Tracy is in the picture, she's still not one of the main characters. Like she is, but she isn't. And so that's why I think, like, if we look at it from that perspective, it's done exactly what it set out to do all along, which was to get Ted and Robin together, but also at the time where they both were ready to be together. Because Robin was always going to put her career first, was always going to seek something that Ted didn't want. And when they finally when they finally get to a point in their lives where they're ready to be together, it's ready and it's going to be successful. Barney and Robin were never going to be successful, but we saw that. Yeah, please go ahead.
You keep going. So here's what makes me so mad, though. You know how they recorded the finale? Because the kids in the first episode, he goes, "Kids, I'm going to tell you how much your mother," all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then in the finale, if you notice, they're the same age.
Right.
Because they recorded that all at once.
Yeah.
So they'd have the ending. And so what makes me so mad is that, one, that was the intended ending. Because I'm not that mad that he ends up with Robin. What I am mad about is, here, let me set you guys down and tell you this story, but secretly it's just about Robin, and I'm going to make it about Robin this whole time, which is weird. That's just a weird thing when the mom's dead to make it about Robin.
But okay.
And two,
but the mom's been dead for 6 years at this point.
And then two, why are the kids just like, Dad, you just love Aunt Robin, go get her? Like, that's weird. Okay, they wouldn't do that. No, that's weird.
It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense. It makes perfect sense from that perspective. Because yeah, you're right. The whole show from the very first episode had to be about Robin and Ted ending up together because that's how they recorded these kids. So the story always had to end that way from the second they recorded that. And that's the Hollywood side of it. That's what we had to deal with. We have to live in the fact that the story was always about Ted and Robin ending up together. What I don't get is, why do you have a problem with that? Because Ted didn't rush into a relationship with Robin. Robin and Ted were both in a place after years of healing from whatever they were going through, where Robin was healing through having to have that divorce with Barney, and then also putting her career on first for so long. She was finally I think what we don't see, and that's what I think is frustrating, is we see so much so fast in those last 2 episodes, but what we don't see is explain that Robin is in a place where she wants to be with Ted because Ted is everything she ever wanted in a husband, but she didn't see that for so long. And now she finally sees that. And Tracy, like, Ted loved Tracy so much. It was never a choice between, once he met Tracy, it was always going to be about Tracy. And his whole marriage was about Tracy and loving Tracy so well. But Tracy, at this point, Tracy passes away in 2024 in the story. And then we're hearing the story in 2030. It's been 6 years. I don't think, and the kids, I think, understand that because the kids have seen, and then here's more that we don't see, is they talk about, like, the last 2 episodes are all about, like, how the gang has gone their separate ways. I don't think the gang, they didn't explain this well, I don't think, but I think it's heavily implied that the gang all kind of lives in the same area again, besides Robin. I think the Lily and Marshall, I think they are probably, like, in the same neighborhood as Ted at this point. And so I think they're all coming together all the time. I think Robin comes up to visit them a lot because it's just Long Island. She's in the city still. But I think Robin's heavily in their life, and they get to see this full picture of, like, Ted and Robin, who always should have ended up together, but they just weren't ready to be together, at a point where the kids can be like, okay, we get this. And the whole story, here's the whole point of the story of telling the kids this is not to explain to the kids that like, here's the love story of your mother. They know about their mother. They know their mother was great, and the whole point of telling the kids this story is to be like, I loved your mother so much, but now I think I love Robin, and he's trying to get their approval to like date Robin. No. And so he has to explain the whole history of Robin.
So I think what is frustrating for the viewer is that for 8 years, we've been building up to the mother, right? And we get maybe 30, 45 minutes of screen time at the end. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
It is crazy. It is very crazy. I think it could be done wrong, but at the same time, I'm telling you, I've thought about this a lot, and I can't find a reason why it doesn't make sense to me. Because the story is about Ted and Robin. You have to remember that. There's this one moment where they're all together in McLaren's, the bar, together. And Tracy takes a picture of all of them on her wedding day. She was never a main character in this, and we can't look at it from the perspective. If the show was called anything other than How I Met Your Mother, this wouldn't even, I don't think this would even be a discussion, but people get so hung up on the idea of the mother. The idea is that Ted and Robin end up together in the end, because that's the story we got the whole time. Robin's in every single episode of the show because Ted loved her in all those moments of life until he let her go the day before her wedding and then met Tracy. And the Tracy story is its own story. We don't see the Tracy story.
Here's the thing, because that's not what I'm saying. What we needed was a little bit more of that. Because here's the thing, if they start off season 9 and they just get the wedding over with in a few days or a few episodes, and we meet the mother, and then it takes a bit to go over, like you get to know her, then you actually hear what happens to her, and then they transition over to the Robin storyline, then it actually means something to you. But for 8 seasons, we've been watching this back and forth with Ted and Robin, and then they just say, this is how much your mom, and as you know, she's dead, and so I'm gonna go get a blue French horn and take it to Robin now.
6 years later, though. 6 years later, he gets the blue horn.
I know it's 6 years later for the kids, but I have terrible news for you. These kids aren't real, and this is a TV show for the viewer.
Okay, well, don't bring reality.
It's not satisfying.
Don't bring reality into
it's great
it.
For the
don't bring reality into it.
It's awesome that the kids are cool with it, right? That's cool, but I'm not cool with it. Okay, because I didn't get 6 years to process this.
Okay, but that's not, again, I don't know if that's necessarily the point. And I think they made a huge mistake, and also not a mistake, because Tracy is perfect. And we only get to see the perfect parts of Tracy, and we only know the bad parts of Robin. But the kids know Tracy. The kids knew their mother for a while, because the kids are like in their late teens at this point, middle to late teens. So like they were like around 8 and 10 years old when she passed away, which is definitely young. But like they knew, they didn't. The story.
What are the kids' names?
I couldn't tell you. Could not care less.
Wow.
David Henry is one of them.
Yep.
So, but what was I about to say? I had something good.
No, and that's great. But what I keep coming back to is that you're trying to justify this for the kids, and they are fictional children on a TV show. You have to justify it to the viewer, not the kids.
Because that's not. But I think you're missing the point. Is they knew the mother. Ted didn't have to tell the story of the mother to the mother.
But we didn't as the viewer. As the viewer, we didn't.
But we're not supposed to, because we're supposed to hear the story of Ted and Robin.
But But then that's like saying, because we knew the story of Ted and Robin because we watched it.
We didn't watch how it ended though. But we watched all this, and the payoff is that Robin gets divorced, and then that's it. That's the story of Robin. She's successful,
I'm
but
fine
alone.
with them getting together at the end, but we didn't get enough of what we waited for to then get that twist ending. I'm fine with the ending if we get enough of what we waited for the whole time to then just turn around and say, and now you're getting the Ted and Robin story.
I get all that.
We just didn't get enough.
No,
we needed more.
I totally get that, and I do agree to an extent that as the viewer, I selfishly do wish there was more as well. I totally get that. That doesn't change the fact for me, and I know I probably won't change your mind on this, which is fine. But from my perspective, they did exactly what they always set out to do, which was to tell how Ted ends up with Robin eventually. I think they did in story, but
there's no way when they were picturing the last season, because I mean I think they were writing as they went anyways. That's another issue I have with season 9 is the fact that it's some random resort or hotel, and nothing happens in all the places that you have come to learn about. There's plenty of cameos which are fun, but it's not it. It's not.
You don't think there's some intentionality behind it though? I think the writers were very intentional with the choices they made, because we see the wedding at the beginning of season 6 is the first time we see a shot of the wedding. They spend 3 seasons just teasing who's in the wedding, what's happening in the wedding, is the wedding even going to go through? That's what's happening in the background of season 6, 7, and 8. Like, because like the story culminates to Ted meeting the mother, yes, but the story that we're getting told is that Ted's in love with Robin, even to the last second until he lets her go.
Yeah, and that's fine. But then to turn right around and say, I was in love with Robin to the last second, and I know the kids have 6 years, but to say I was in love with Robin to the last second, then I saw this bass player.
No, that's not the point.
The wedding.
No, you're missing the point. That's not how it goes.
No. And then she dies, and now I'm back on Robin.
He's not back on Robin immediately. It took 6 years.
Let me put you on to Robin real quick, kids. It took
6 years.
That's how the show should have gone. Hey, kids, I'm going to put you on to Robin real quick.
It took 6 years.
I know it took 6 years.
And you can't
really
take
6 years.
You can't do.
Everybody knows. This is canon. This is canon.
Okay.
As soon as Ted walked out of that hospital room, when the thing went beep, everybody knows that Ted was thinking immediately about Robin.
Says who?
Canon.
It's canonically. He goes, "Wow, I'm thinking about Robin right now," when his wife just passed away.
Yep.
You're wrong. You're just you're getting ridiculous.
I was number 1 in trivia.
No, that's
November.
Show me the quiz up question that said what was.
Quivia. Show me the quivia.
I started.
Oh, shut
I started talking about trivia crack, and you can't just go no, and then not defend what I'm trying to say. You didn't even address the fact that what happened is Ted completely let Robin go, and then met the mother. Ted, even if Ted doesn't meet the mother, he has still let Robin go. Period. At that moment on the beach where she like flies into the sun, Ted and Robin are no longer. He's not anchored to every relationship is going to be like, is this girl Robin or not? It's, is this girl my wife? And if she is, then I can build a life with her because I'm not tethered to Robin.
Okay, what does that have to do with anything?
It has to do with everything.
Obviously, he didn't let her go. If right after the mom dies,
right after the mom dies, you're getting hyperbolic. You're getting hyperbolic. Right after the mom dies, this story's being told 6 years later. He's been nothing but respectful to the fact that
that's not that long. That's only 72 months. That's only 72 months.
That's 6 years. Where were you 6 years ago? Where was I 6 years ago?
You
were
today?
A sophomore in college.
Honestly, 6 years ago today. Let's see. Let's see if I can find some pictures.
Find a joke that you can dig yourself out of, because you've just got absolutely demolished in this debate on your favorite TV show that I've seen once.
You've only seen it once. And
I got it. You
rewatch it?
You watched it.
Are you going to rewatch it?
I actually would. I loved it. It might be.
Well, I think that's also part of the problem, though.
It might be.
You got to watch it 1st through 9th without stopping.
Okay.
I had to watch it. I watched like the first 8 seasons 10 times.
Okay.
So it's like when that happens, it's like, I don't know, it's like a devastating thing when it's not what you were hoping, you know?
Bro, what do you mean? I felt the same emotions you did, bro.
I got a haircut 6 years ago today.
I bet it looked bad. You were struggling with your hair in college.
It looked pretty good. No, it looked pretty good, honestly.
I would doubt that. Were we even friends 6 years ago?
Yes, because 2 weeks later, we went and got my guitar.
Okay, so 6 years ago today, we're in between us going to Zaxby's and going to get the guitar. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Because like the guitar really is becomes like an everyday moment of us.
And if you died, I wouldn't go tell my kids this whole time, hey, what about that other one?
What do you mean? Because you're in love with me too? I know. We talked about this last week.
No. The How I Met Your Mother story, I don't know who Robin would be in this scenario.
I don't know either. I don't think it connects one to one. I think
I don't know if it does either. Now I'm thinking about it.
I think we're more of a Ted and Barney situation instead of like a Ted and Marshall situation. Well, I don't know. No, I guess we're more Ted and Marshall because we met in college, just like middle of college. Not met in college, but like became friends in college. So yeah, we're like more of like Ted and Marshall. We can probably get into some deep lore of who everyone is in our personal lives that we can talk about.
Yeah.
But maybe not for the podcast. So yeah, are you efficiently destroyed in this debate yet? Are you good, or do you want to move on?
No, because it's all based on the fact that I was the 2015 November first in trivia of How I Met Your Mother, so I just know more than you, and so that will never change.
Maybe,
but you didn't even remember who Nora was.
You don't even understand, but you don't understand the plot of the show. You can't
I
pick that
do
up.
understand
You
the
can't
plot
pick
of the
that
show.
up. You can't pick it up.
I'm just saying it's disappointing. I'm not even, and again, I'm not mad that Ted and Robin ended up together.
Can I be honest?
I was just mad at how it was delivered.
Can I be honest? You sound furious right now.
I'm
and
mad
it's
at how it
embarrassing.
was delivered to us.
I would be mad too if I looked like you.
All right. And we're back from How I Met Your Mother talk. Welcome back.
Welcome back,
to
Rat
Skip
Pack.
ahead.
Imagine everyone skipped, but
Yeah.
it's just us talking to each other. It was a really productive debate.
That's just gonna exist in the void.
Yeah. No, it was good though.
So,
I think it was valuable for us to kind of hash out our feelings towards each other because it got a little personal in the middle, towards the end, a little romantic, but that's just life, baby. So, what do you want to talk? Do you want to talk about the grids?
yeah, so we did some grids. I didn't know what this was.
Okay.
And it's a trend where there's 9 categories, right? And then you assign, how you see the other person in that category. Am I describing this okay?
I would say perfectly at this point.
And so I'll read the categories as we go through.
Okay.
So the top left is movie. And the picture, you can go see these on Instagram, @UntilWeAgree, or TikTok, @UntilWeAgree.
Right.
And so for mine, for movie, How I See You, I put American Psycho.
Which is interesting, and we'll get into why it's interesting later. I did something much nicer. I did I Love You Man, starring Jason Segel, from Marshall from How I Met Your Mother.
Do we not just want to go through it right now?
What do you mean?
Like, to go through the movie pick.
Is that not what we're doing?
I don't know. You said we'll get into it later, and so I feel like...
Oh, well there's...
Like you wanted to put it off.
It's just interesting that you did an American Psycho reference, because I think another one might show up later on the other side.
Right. Okay, well, I did American Psycho because, one, that's one of the only movies... Even though we've watched plenty of movies together, that's one of the ones that really sticks.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also because you are an American Psycho.
What? Handsome and really strong looking? Hairless?
I think you missed the point of that movie.
I did. It was late. I wasn't too dialed into what was happening in that one. I did I Love You Man because I feel like we kind of have like a Paul Rudd, Jason Segel kind of dynamic that I see come to life every now and then.
What if I told you the last name was Siegel?
Have I been saying Segel?
Yep.
I would agree with you that I'm saying it wrong then for sure. I don't know why I'm saying Segel. I'm sorry about that. No, you're 100% right on that one. What's the next topic?
The next topic is hobby,
mm-hmm.
which I'm confused by yours.
We both went a little abstract on this one.
And then, well, it's just guitar, but I thought that was a funny picture because it also depicts how big of a head you have.
Sure. No, you know what? You're actually nailing it then. That's so true. Mine, it's a picture of a businessman, but more so it's a picture of his bare feet in the forefront of the frame. It reminds me of how you like to take feet pics and sell those.
That's not much of a hobby, and I've never made a profit. So
then that does make it more of a hobby, doesn't it?
I guess it does because, I guess usually when you take those, I don't know, my overhead's really high, so I just haven't made a profit yet. But
yeah. It's not a revenue
next
thing.
one is,
You've made $3 million in revenue. It's just you have a lot of expenses.
The production value is high on these pictures.
Uh-huh.
Next one's animal.
Yeah.
And I put sloth for you because you're just a little
slow guy, yeah. I did a rat that is failing to lift weights pretty low weights too, which makes a lot of sense.
And he looks very upset about it too.
Yeah, which does feel like you. If you did miss the How I Met Your Mother debate, he got so mad in the middle, so sad too.
No, I didn't.
And that's kind of, this picture kind of reminds me of that. So
the next category is character.
Yeah, and you have a great one here. You got two good characters.
It's always yeah. Everybody always says about Matt. He somehow looks
like
the rat and the chef from Ratatouille at the exact same time.
They've always said that, and I hate to say that I do see it more than I would like to, but what I did for you was I did Kate Hudson in the yellow dress from How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days.
I didn't get this.
That's like her like big coming out moment where it's like, oh, he realizes that he's in love with her, and like she's like to him the most beautiful girl in the entire world. She's stealing the show from everyone in the room.
Okay, that's nice.
Did I say this is about you?
Yeah.
No. What I meant to say is you're stupid and ugly.
Well, these middle ones are gonna make me mad, so go ahead and get that out. The middle one is color, and you put a picture of khaki pants.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your point?
So we can get into that, but I want to change my middle one.
Okay.
To what I want to change it to?
What?
Maybe like a whitish, toilet paper-esque color.
And why would you do that?
We can get into it if you like.
Yeah, please do.
So when you wipe.
Yeah. No, wait. No, I don't.
Okay. No. So mine was a little bit of a pinkish.
Yeah.
A pinkish shade.
And
can
I just say, follow us on Instagram at Until We Agree, please. Please. You do not want to miss what happens at 10,000 followers. Please.
Pinkish. Do you know why I put pinkish?
Why is that, man?
No, do you know why?
I don't.
Did you get that at all?
No. I didn't put too much thought into it.
Okay.
My rosy red cheeks.
Yeah, kind of. It's just your skin complexion. You're always kind of pink for some reason.
Kind of pink. You know what? I hate that you're kind of nailing this so far. I do good with sunscreen though. I don't burn too often.
No. It's not like an ugly pink. It's just like, hey, that guy is. It's like he's white, but why is he pink?
It's like a little jolly. Nothing wrong with it.
So, yeah, he's always ready for Christmas for sure.
So, and we just did a Christmas themed post on TikTok at Until We Agree. There's so much content going on over there. Just go check it out. Why not? It does no harm. Only good for you. Unless the Chinese government really is stealing the data, then I don't know. But we're not worried about that right now. We're just worried about that sweet, sweet engagement. So what's our next topic?
No, next is place.
Yeah.
And you have a scene from American Psycho. What is this? What place is this?
That's the place I chose is when Patrick Bateman covers the whole room in plastic and himself in plastic so he can easily clean up after the brutal murder and assault that he did on Jared Leto's character.
And why would that be me?
I just feel like you would be in a situation like that with me.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, what was your picture?
Mine was the Calabogie Sound.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. And that's home sweet home, baby.
Home sweet home, the Calabogie Sound. So if you don't know what the Calabogie Sound is, take it to Google and try to figure out how to spell it. Because when I learned how to spell it just a couple of days ago, because I've been there over a year ago and I didn't know how to spell it, and then when I figured it out, I was confused.
Yeah, no, it doesn't feel right, but it is what it is. Yeah. So if you imagine the Calabogie Sound, what you need to imagine, it's like take like the Maldives and Hawaii and combine them and then multiply it by 10. That's the beauty of the Calabogie Sound.
Yeah. Those pictures where it's like, those pictures where it's like, it would be like some random city, and it'd be like Cincinnati, Ohio, with the hard eyes, and it's just like clearly a picture of like Switzerland Alps.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, that can't be real. Well, it is real at the Calabogie Sound.
The Calabogie Sound's real life, and it looks just like how it feels. So that's a great answer. We have a lot of good memories over there. Okay.
Next is season.
Dude, this one's so
and
stupid.
you put a cat with a rain jacket on.
Yeah.
And I've got to say, this isn't really a season.
What, like a fall in the woods? A rainy fall in the woods? How is that not a season?
This has got to be clearly spring because those leaves are very green.
No, it's an evergreen forest, I think.
And why does the cat have a rain jacket on?
I don't know. He just looked cute. Reminded me of you. I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I put stick.
Yeah, and why that? Why is that?
Because if you know anything about Matt and you've heard the song Stick Season by Noah Kahan, you've probably heard it in Matt's car because the dude will play it every time.
Okay.
If there's sound on,
bro,
that's what's playing.
Dude, you're out of your mind. First of all,
if there's no sound on, Matt is dead because Stick Season never ceases to play.
That is
in
not even.
Matt's car.
That is not even true.
It is unbelievable.
That is not even true.
This guy.
That is
this
not
guy tried to put me
true.
on this song. This guy tried to put me on this song in like late 2020 when it came out.
Yeah.
I was like, it's not that good.
It is that
And
good.
then-
Everyone would disagree with you on that.
And then for the next 3 years,
Dude, shut
when I
up.
would go to Nashville,
Shut up. You haven't.
he'd keep trying to put me on the song.
You
and I
haven't-
was like, dude.
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 You haven't
Dude.
even been in my car in like what, a year and a half? Truly, you have not been in the same
a
car.
year and 3 or 4 months.
You have not been in the
probably.
same car with me since the Calabogie Sound.
So
So don't act like I'm playing Stick Season 24/7. Frankly I wasn't even doing it that much then, much less now at all. I wouldn't say it's been on the aux in at least 11 months.
Well, congratulations. You've almost beat your addiction because that song drives me insane.
Okay,
And I'll tell you why.
please do.
I've
I
told
know
you this
why. I hate it too.
confidence.
I hate it too. But
In
please
confidence.
explain.
What was I saying? Oh. I got in my head about. I think I said in
You
confidence.
did say confidants,
and
yeah.
I don't think that's how you say that.
Uh-huh.
But so there's a lyric in Stick Season. Do
Yeah.
you know what lyric I'm talking about?
I know exactly where, and I agree. It makes a perfect
Why don't you
song.
sing it for us?
It makes
Why don't you sing it for
makes
us?
a
Why don't
perfect.
you sing it
Okay,
for
I'm
us?
gonna sing it. It makes a perfect song and ruins it. Doc told me to travel, but there's COVID on the plane.
Yeah. So that lyric.
Dates it
Immediately
hard.
when you hear that when you hear that song, you think, COVID on the plane, like this song is so dated now.
Yeah.
I'll never listen to it again. And so that's how I felt at least. And then
Mm-hmm.
you heard that and you said, "Oh, how can I play this song forever?"
It's a good song. I don't like the line.
No,
but
and
it's
I
a
know
good
you
song.
think that.
Everyone
No,
thinks
I
that.
know you think that.
Stick Season took
I
over
wish
the
there
world,
was data.
bro.
I wish there was data on. No, it took over your world.
Imagine it's my number
And by proxy,
my number one on
mine.
Spotify rap for 2024.
It was it. I wouldn't be surprised.
No, it
Or
hasn't
will
come
it
out
be?
yet. I don't.
I know. Will it be?
I don't think I've listened to it.
I changed my wording, but you didn't let me.
Well, get it right the first time next time. I don't know.
Okay, anyways, let's move on because Stick Season, listen, Noah Kahan, he seems nice. He's got a very moon face and like, I don't know. I don't like the guy that much.
Jeez, man. you tried so hard to say something nice about Noah Kahan, and then he got so mean so fast. He does seem like a nice guy. Speaking of musicians, the next category.
Zach Bryan. Oh.
Sure, man. Song/album that reminds you of the other person.
Yeah, so if you notice that I just put the actual song that would be the answer in the season part because Stick Season.
Okay.
That's a clever wordplay,
Yeah.
by the way.
Oh,
and so
Stick,
this one,
dude, Stick Season.
Stick Season, bro, because that's the name of the
Dude.
song, and we were doing Season that reminds you.
Man.
Yeah, but I did Stick Season because that's what I thought of.
Man, that's
And so
good.
this one, I just put One Direction, Drag Me Down. If you haven't heard the story of us, that's not a song or anything. That is the Matt and Tyler story saga.
Mhm.
Then you should listen to that because you'll gain so much context into that.
Yeah, mine was "It Wasn't Me" by Shaggy. For you,
And I don't understand that.
do you know the lyrics of the song?
No, I definitely do.
Okay, so what's the next category?
Now why?
Food. Food is the last category.
No, and I get food, but we need to go back because I feel like that something's unexplained to me and the audience here.
So for you, I did.
Because I was confused.
I
was confused because I'd never seen Shaggy before.
I did.
And so
I did.
if you haven't seen Shaggy, You need to go. You need to go. If you haven't seen Shaggy, you need to go find this 9-box because Shaggy's picture is shocking.
Yeah.
So he looks scary,
and
his intentions are evil when he's looking at you.
So I did the shakaroni pizza for you because it kind of captured what like our love for Papa John's, and also that one time we had the shakaroni pizza in Austin, Texas together.
We did have the shakaroni pizza, but I did the Papa pairings.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows when you get Papa John's with your boy, you pair it. You can pair 2 or more select items.
Two or more.
And what you do, you have to hear that because you could get 2 items or you could get more for $6.99 each.
$6.99
each.
And
so this is not an ad, by the way.
No.
But we would get our respective pizzas.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And then we would also add a special mystery bonus item.
Special mystery bonus item.
It could be brownie.
Give it to him.
It could be cookie.
Yep.
Those are mainly the 2 options that we would choose.
Garlic knots sometimes. Cheese,
it could be
bread.
Garlic knots.
We did them
cheese,
all,
bread. It could be a lot of things. Not sponsored, by the way, by the Pop. But yeah, that sums us up. Little Papa.
Woo-hoo! Yeah. Oh, I'm getting fired up just thinking about it. Jeez. Okay.
We need a Q&A because this episode has gone very long now.
Okay. That's right. Q&A time. Kim, as always, if you want to be like Kim and have a Q&A question read live on air, leave us a comment on Spotify. Leave us a comment or a DM on Instagram at Until We Agree, or just comment on one of our TikToks at Until We Agree too. And while you're at it, give us 5 stars, please. Please give us 5 stars. Give us a follow where you can follow us and give us 5 stars. How about 5 stars? How do you feel about 5 stars, Tyler?
5 stars here.
Okay. So
I was trying to do an auctioneer voice and it just didn't come out.
Okay, so Kim wants to know, what would be the best video game universe to live in?
Tomb Raider.
Rocket League.
Oh, thank you for listening. This show's called Until We Agree. Oh, thank you for listening.